adequate notice of this meeting was given to the public 48 hours in advance of the date setting forth the date, time, location, and type of meeting. Notice was sent to the Daily Record, the Observer Tribune, and the Washington Township Clerk, and was posted on the district website at www.wtschools.org. All please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to enter executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
And we'll be in executive session for approximately 15 minutes to discuss a legal matter. President's comments. I don't have any comments other than, if there's discussion on the agenda items, I just request that everybody be respectful and cordial of everybody's opinion. And that's it. I don't know if you have any comments?
No, no comment, thank you.
Okay. So can I please have somebody move finance?
Finance would like to move item number 1 on tonight's agenda.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Are they on? Nobody's on? Mr. Catano?
Yes.
Mrs. Succi? Yes. Mr. Waskis?
Yes.
Mrs. Bratton?
Yes.
Mr. Oldmixon?
Yes.
Finance would like to move item number 2 on tonight's agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Catano?
Yes.
Mrs. Succi? Yes. Mr. Waskis?
Yes.
Mrs. Bratton?
Yes.
Mr. Oldmixon?
Yes.
Finance would like to move item number 3 on tonight's agenda.
Is there any discussion?
Yes. I would just like to express my deep disappointment that the antics at the 11th hour for our April board meeting are going to end up costing this district $136,000 that could have been better used for another referendum project.
Well, I would like to, we could talk about this a little bit. So if the bid process was done correctly and in an earlier motion, we wouldn't be against the wall with one contractor bidding on these bids.
Against the law, what are you talking about?
You want to pave this summer, and it's
Yes.
14 days before the end of the year. So we're up
Correct.
against the wall because timeline, and if we don't approve this now, we're not going to pave this year.
That is most likely correct, but I still fail to understand your point. You made some point about being against the law. I don't understand.
No, I said the
what you're
wall, not
Against
the
the
law.
wall, he said.
Wall. Forgive me, I missed.
No, not against the law.
No, I don't think we were against the wall since this was originally on the agenda in April. We had ample time to approve it at a lower price.
Like I
Respectfully,
said-
we only got the information, the details of it, the day before our last meeting. I wasn't fully informed, so as the chair of the finance committee, you could have done a better job ensuring that everyone was fully informed.
And I also reached out to you today, no comment, you ignore me, so then you want to come here and
All right.
do this.
Let's just be cordial. So yes,
I did.
hindsight
You're
is.
absolutely right.
Well,
Excuse
if
me,
you planned
guys.
this
Guys,
better,
come on.
we wouldn't be here.
There's one agenda item here that we're talking about. I understand it's important, but like,
Your planning was terrible.
This is a $136,000 mistake.
We don't need to do this.
What was wrong with the planning?
We don't need to do this.
What was wrong with the planning?
There was confusion.
Okay,
We didn't fully understand, at least for myself. I didn't understand the bid process completely.
okay.
When I had questions, it was met with this sort of energy.
And
which
your
is
lack of
very-
understanding cost us $136,000 apparently? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Then we vote no and we
No.
don't pave until next year. It's a perfect
Actually-
solution.
And you think that's going to result in,
Possibly.
Less
getting
cost.
getting more than one bid.
do you think the materials or labor costs are going to go down over the course of the
I
next
think
10,
they'll
11
probably be
months?
stable and we'll get more bids. Now you're getting one company because we're at the end. Everyone else has their projects. This is the only company that doesn't have a project.
that's
and
wildly
would just likely
optimistic.
so
bid on it.
here, can I just say something here? I wouldn't classify April's board meetings as antics. I think it was questions that needed clarity on. I understand now this new bid is $140-something thousand higher. Nobody has a crystal ball. I voted alongside you on this one. I agreed that we should have moved it forward, but majority of the board didn't feel that way. That's the way
Correct.
that the votes landed. I do also think that when there is a bid that goes out, we know that paving company, we've had a history with them. I'm not saying that they would do this, but there's never a chance, or there is always a chance that they could have bid lower. The project could have overrun, it could end up paying more money to them than we are to this company. Nobody really knows. I get what you're saying. It's where the votes fell. I don't think I wouldn't classify it as antics. Shouting at each other, I don't think does anything either. And I agree, we're all trying to look out for the taxpayer. We're trying to make our schools better. I'll leave it at that. I understand your frustration, but I don't think it was done for a political reason or anything like that. I'm not saying that you said that, but
I didn't say it, but I'll say it
No,
now.
I'm just saying, I think
think
that
it
I don't
was.
think it was antics.
That's very insulting.
Very,
Do a better
okay.
job as a chair.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
Lack of communication,
It's
just
public
everything.
record that certain board members have been against this referendum for years.
Okay, well, I'm not one of them.
I didn't say you were. And if I
Spending
implied
money
that,
wisely.
I apologize. I did
All right,
not mean
so
to
is there
imply
anything productive to add to
No,
this discussion?
Probably not.
Okay. I'll leave it open one last time. If there's anything productive and civil that we can discuss, because the town is watching this meeting and they're seeing us shout at each other about a referendum bid. I'll leave it open now. If anybody wants to make any further comments, that can be constructive. Otherwise, we'll move to a roll call vote. All right, move it over to roll call.
Mr. Catano?
No.
Mrs. Succi?
Yes.
Mr. Waskis?
Yes.
Mrs. Bratton?
No.
Mr. Olmixon?
Yes. Public comment. Nobody's here for public comment, so I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.